Hey, what is up, guys? Sorry I've been away for so long. I was on Jamaica for 2 months, then Paris, then GCSE results, and every other thing under the planet stopping me from doing what I love best, and that is giving you guys my videos of decks that I've used while at Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments and replays and anything like that. But I came back to actually find out the Stellar Knights top twirls, except this isn't about Stellar Knights. Stellar Knights I will be doing in about tomorrow time-ish, uh, probably about 9 o'clock British time. But first I would give off Shaddolls, and then I'd go to Cliff Forts, and then to Stellar Knights from Burning Abyss, and not Necros because I hate Necros and I'm just waiting for that deck to die, but I digress into the Shaddoll deck that I sort of used while I was on holiday before I heard about Worlds. So I run two actual Christia in here. I still love doing the Christia called the Haunted Play, and in this deck, in this build, since I run the Chaos Dragons, I can get two monsters out with these and just tribute summon Christia without trying, and it just makes Christia so worth the effort of bringing it out, because having basically a bigger version of Vanity's Fiend is always fun, and the fact that it just resets sometimes does put me back a turn, except most of the times when they've tried to put me back a turn by putting it back into the deck, I've just gone Shadow Fusion, sent it off to the grave, and just left it there until I needed to call the Haunted it back. But Christia is just Christia, and nothing will ever beat it. Then one Black Dragon Collar Serpent. I don't really like running more than one, just for the fact of if I open it in my opening hand, it cannot do anything because most of the cards in my graveyard are not going to be light, and if they are, I want to keep constructs in the graveyard, and I don't mind banishing the occasional Christia, but these are usually what I banish. I don't like banishing anything else. One copy of Thousand Blades. This is my other target to make Shekinaga, besides doing the Shaddoll fuse one Shekinaga into another. Point granted, I can send Pura Cerberus off to the grave, but I do like sending Thousand Blades because it stalls my opponent from me losing, and it can make my Exceed plays a lot more easier and get that extra bit of damage on board, which is always fun. Sometimes I do actually take this out for another Kaiku, which so far I'm only running one Kaiku, the Ghost Destroyer. This is just a tactic choice because I had the extra space. It was either that or I just put in another Call the Haunted, but I wanted to run the Kaiku just on the off chance I top deck it. It is fun, and this is actually based around the build that I own, and I cannot find the second Kaiku for the life of me, so it was basically a Thousand Blades and a Kaiku. Then the standard 3 Mathematician does not need explaining, 1 Perapiro. Every Shaddoll player is running it for the obvious reason of you take damage, you pop a card. Usually, I've done on occasion where I've gone Falco, crash into something just so I can get Purapiro's effect off to attack for game. 3 Shaddoll Beast because it's my upstart Goblin and it's never dead to me. 1 Shaddoll Dragon. I always do try and find the room to run a second one because I do like it for the soul fight. It's got an MST ability, but it's one of those 50-50 things in my eyes. 2 Shaddoll Falco, same thing again. I like in my other build with the Star Seraphs, I ran 3, but in this build it works better with 2 because having 3 Falcos is a bit cloggy. 2 Hedgehog for the same reason, searching out for my Shaddoll spells and traps and making sure I have live plays. 2 Skull Martyr because 3 is too cloggy, and 3 White Dragon because you have so many dark targets, it's unbelievable. Then to the spells, 1 Dark Hole. I mainly put this in because I cannot find my Regeki. If you have a Regeki, I would recommend running it over Dark Hole, but sometimes it has given me my pluses, and sometimes it's given me my minuses, but still, I would have preferred to run a Regeki, but I stuck to Dark Hole. 3 El Shaddoll fusions, no explanation there. 2 enemy controllers. For all those players that keep on thinking if you tribute a Shaddoll for enemy controller's effect, no, you do not get its effect. It is tributed as cost. If you tribute one of the White Dragons, though, you do get its effect, and if I send this off, it just gives me more pluses. but I just run it just for clearing up that board and stopping that Trishula from being the biggest guy on the field, or that Necros of Unicorn, which is just right here, from being the biggest guy on the field. One Foolish Burial because it's foolish. Two Mass Change the Second. I keep on alternating between using Mass Change the Second in this build and just running MSTs because at times I don't like the fact that this deck doesn't have a lot of back row destruction, but then again, having a Dark Law over two MSTs is sometimes better, but it's just all in preference. I prefer making the mass changes over backfield destruction. One Nef Shaddoll Fusion, I actually just ran this on the off chance of me actually needing it to make a Shaky Naga, and I have once had to use this to make a construct because I did not have the light targets to make it. It's not the greatest card, but I would honestly say it's not the worst either. It has its times when it's good and it has its times when it's awful, but I still run it because it's nice. Two Shaddoll Fusion because Shaddoll Fusion doesn't need an explanation. I don't like running three of it. I'd rather prefer to run the 3L because L is better in my eyes and does a lot more for me. Then two Call of the Haunted for Christia construct plays and any other reviving of big monsters in this deck, which is just always fun. One Crush Card Virus, I would love to run more of this, but Konami still has it limited, even though this card is so amazing in this deck. Just sending off a Falco just to basically destroy your opponent's hand if they're playing Necros, or on occasion you send you're just destroying them. Just that like blissful feeling of you just flipping it up and sending that Falco and just leaving it on the field just for your opponent to stare and think of all cards to top deck. You have that. One Ring of Destruction because everyone love. I have actually been able to game someone with Ring of Destruction because I got them accurately down to 1800 and it was a Shaddoll mirror match, so I just went Ring of Destruction. We both take 18, it's accurate damage, so it did actually work, which was fun, but it's more better to just get rid of their big things, and then when you've got a Christie or a Construct out, it's hard to come back from that. Two Shaddoll Cores because I don't actually I only own one Sinister Shadow game, so I kind of figured why run the one-off Sinister Shadow games when I can run two core, which gives me more pluses if they're sent to the graveyard with Construct, or if I use them for an El Shadow Fusion. I'll get more pluses than if I run the one Sinister Shadow games. And then the extra deck's quite standard, 3 Construct, because it's Construct, 2 Shekinaga, 2 Winder, 2 Darklaw, 1 Black Rose. I've only ever pulled this off once in about 20 games, but it's Black Rose. You never know when you'll need it. 1 Clear Win because this is now the synchro that's taken the format by storm, and it's just amazing. It's just so good to just pull this off against anything really, and just being able to go, I summon this, I dare you to kill it, because most things that are going to kill it are level 5 and higher, or most likely have to use their effects to try and kill it, and that just makes it 10 times more difficult. And just that attack, along with it's so easy to make in this deck, just makes it all the more worth running. 1 Goyo, yet to pull this off, but it's there just on the off chance that I pull it off. It's just there. 1 Abyss Dweller for mirror matches or anything that just loves the graveyard like Burning Abyss. It's easy to pull off because you have the White Dragons, 1,000 Blades, and a lot of level 4s in this. 1 Castell because it's Castell really, and 1 Rebellion for when Castell isn't the best option. The side deck wasn't really a full-on side deck that I used at the time because it was more something that I threw together at the last second when I went to the tournament, and it was just more that I could find at the back of my folders to make it work. Some of it I wouldn't actually be running, but it did work and did serve its purpose. 1 Majesty's Fiend because anytime I usually go into game 2, I side that in along with my 2 Vanity Fiends, just if Christia isn't my good option. The double MST in case I don't want to use my Dark Law plays anymore, but it then means most of the time I do end up keeping Dark Lauren because it does mean I will have one dead card in there because I only side in one fusion. 2 Twister for Cliff Art Match, 2 Imperial Iron Walls for you Senjus when they want to use macro and that. 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors. Now, there's only one time it's messed me over with Construct, but it's more better than having nothing against the tellers. Mask of Restrict. If you guys haven't seen this before, it's a very, very old card. Neither player contribute cards. So basically, Necros doesn't work, Cliff Ops doesn't work, and this just against Necros is better than flipping up a Vanity's Emptiness. Point granted, their Kaleidoscope can still send Herald from their extra deck, except stopping everything else is very, very fun. Then the one-off Emptiness, because it's Emptiness, and one Anomal Lilith. I don't like maining this for the sole fact of there's only really 2 main decks this stops, Necros and Tellarknights, and I don't often play against Tellarknights at my locals because I'm the only one that actually owns the deck, and I know if someone else is going to be running it because they're going to be borrowing my deck, and there's only 2 Necros players at my locals, so I highly don't pull off Anomalith that often. But anyways, thank you guys for watching as always. I always love it when you like, comment, and subscribe, and leave your notes on how I could improve this, how I could make it better, and just overall any deck profiles that you guys want to see. So thank you guys for watching, and I will be signing out. Peace.